Right, so before we clean the calipers up again, I'm just going to be showing you us doing one, although we're doing both, is we want to get out the old piston, because our kit is the seal kit and the new piston, because often that's what goes rusty and can get stuck, so we always prefer to change the piston as well as the seals. What we normally try and do if they're not too jammed in, which hopefully this isn't, because we're not changing them because they're seized, but changing because we want to get them done before that happens, and the chances are they're quite worn, and as you know the back one did seize, so the likelihood these are going to seize later on is likely, so we're doing it all in one go. What we're going to do is try blowing it out first, which hopefully will work. What we've done is put the two shoes there so it doesn't shoot out too far. Yeah, so hopefully you see there that has got that piston right out, and as we said, because it's not seized, that's probably why it's come out nice and easy. And there are other videos we've done where it has been seized and we've shown you how we've got it out. We'll just do a little bit more now, and that's it right out. So yeah, and another reason for doing this is because the car is, well, over 20 years old now. We've only owned it a year or so, so we don't know the history of it either, so this just makes sure it's as good as it can be long term for us. So there's the cylinder that's or the piston that's come out, and actually they're quite big, these wheel calipers on the 75 at the front. So as you can see, it's not as bad as some we've done, but it certainly still is worth changing. We certainly wouldn't want to put that one back. All you've got to do is remove the old outer rubber, because that comes with the kit as well, and we will also remove the inner seal as well.
That's like coming up. Look at that. It goes around the outside.
Right, so that's the seal out. Hopefully, as you can see, it's on quite tighter than we expected, and goes on slightly different to the 45s, because it seems to really seal around this outer edge, and hopefully you can just about see inside there. As always, we'll be cleaning that out and using our little honing tool. What we've got to do next is get out the old inner seal. Hopefully you can just about see that there, the little black rim all the way around. That's that inner seal there.
You see that now?
Ah yeah, hopefully you can see there, there's the seal. We're just beginning to prise it out, and that's how we get it out. And there it is. I get a job to really tell whether it's warm, but the new seal will certainly be better than that. Right, so that's them all out, and hopefully the seals going back will be easier than getting them out, because that one was certainly stuck on there tough, that outer seal. What we've got to do now is remove these two little rubber guides for the slider pins. Right, so now we're ready to clean. Just to let you know, we did leave in the bleed nipple when we were using the air from our air gun to blow that piston out. If I just show you the trigger that we used, it's got like a rubber end on it, one of those type from our air compressor, and that's so it would go in there and make a kind of a seal, so that the piston was pushed out without the air blowing back out. Now we've took out the little bleed nipple, we always take that at this stage just in case it is seized in and there's problems with that. We don't want to be cleaning it all up and fitting the seal kit and then find that's a problem, but in this case it isn't. Right, so what we use there is a little bit of brake cleaner just to get any contamination and grease off, and then we'll wire brush it like we've done with all the other bits. Right, so now we've got it a bit more cleaned up, what we're going to do is hone out the inside of the caliper. Technically, the way these work, it's the piston that actually moves up and down on the seal. We still like this to be cleaned out and the best it can be. And hopefully you can see now from before we clean, that's looking a lot better in there, and that piston does come pretty close to those walls, so they do need to be nice and clean. So that is now more or less at the stage. What we normally do is put a rust treatment on that, then we'll put the seal kit in and then go on to paint it with the caliper paints. We'll show you all of that next. On with putting the rust killer or the vac tan that we use. As I say, it can be any brand, but we find the sort of white milky rust stuff or rust killer always works a lot better, and we found it works well on any sort of really rusty surface. After you've wire brushed it and cleaned it, put it on there, and then we find that the caliper paint or heat paint takes much better to the caliper when we've done that. So that's what I'm going to get on with now. So this stuff's nice and easy to put on. It goes on like a sort of a white cream, but it'll dry completely black and finish off or kill any of that extra rust, which will stop it coming through the paint and hopefully protect them. So I'm going to get on with that and do that on both the calipers, and then leave them overnight along with the first coat of the red caliper paint on those discs. And the calipers are now dry from the Vactan rust stuff that we've put on them, and we've got our seal kit ready from Big Red. They're the ones we normally use when we get the seal kits online. They seem to be of good quality and come quick and reliably. We got the 2 pistons there as well, so it's all there in the kit. So what we're going to do is fit one of them, and basically won't film both, we'll just film the one like we're doing with all the others, so we will be doing the both of them. Right, so we've got all the stuff laid out for the kit. We've got the outer boot and dust protector, the inner seal, you get the 2 of the slider pin rubber protectors, and even the cap. So we've got everything we need. The silicone grease comes with it. We're starting to get a build up of that as well. We've done other brakes, which is always useful because you always need other bits in extra areas. So we're just going to take you through the process now. Right, so the first thing we're going to do is fit the inner seal, and the reason we haven't painted the calipers yet is because we find if you paint them and then try and put the seal kits in, you tend to end up chipping or damaging the paint. The only thing is you do have to mask up any of the seals and plastic areas, but we find that works best, and we're hoping that this seal goes in better than the calipers on the 45s because it seems to fit slightly different going around the outside, so we're hoping that's going to go in a little bit easier. Of course, putting the silicone grease on the seal first of all. Normally these go in fairly easily. So that's the sealing. Hopefully you can see it just there.
Right, I'm not going to grease this piston because of handling it.
Right, so there's the new piston there, and as you can see, some kits actually come with just the rubber seal kit, but we think that it is well worth paying the extra and getting the piston in with the kit, because you can see just how nice it is, and there is no corrosion and no risk of that seizing, certainly in the nearer future. We don't put any silicone grease on it at the moment because it's easier to get the seal on without the silicone grease. And what we're hoping is this goes on easier, because unlike the 45 calipers we've done, the seal actually goes around the outside of the caliper rather than sitting in a secondary lip on the inside. And we have silicone all in there. Now we're going to put some silicone on. So that's the piston on, and we're just getting the seal all the way round from the underneath right round to the top there. So just spend a bit of time, make sure it's definitely on, and that is it done. So yeah, certainly a lot
nice
easier.
and easy ones there.
Yeah, certainly a lot easier than the 45 one. So it's much better having it go on the outside. And what we normally also do a little bit later on is we put some silicone in there to seal it, because you'll notice the old ones were very rusty in there, and although that has technically enough to do with it, we don't want really any corrosion setting in. Right, so that's both calipers done now, and they're all ready now to be painted along with the shields and also the carrier as well on both sides. So that's what we're going to get on with now. Yeah, as we say, certainly a lot better than the 45 calipers. Going on the outside certainly makes it a lot more straightforward and less fiddly a job to do, and yeah, looking a lot better, and hopefully lasting a long time. Come across to here, I've got everything laid out as we like to lay the stuff out before we start. I thought it was quite nice to show you it laid out as well. We refurbished the calipers. Oh, so we're just putting the little rubber guides back. We're putting a little bit of silicone grease. That all comes with the original seal kit. You get these two little rubber guides, and of course the silicone grease. We're just using what's left. Actually, often there's more than enough, so we've got to build up for doing some of the extra bits that we want to do. It's just a case of putting these silicone in and then pushing them down. It's a little bit fiddly. Once they go down, they normally go down and they're in, so we're going to get on with that now. And that's them in.